Without any further ado, Benjamin's life past, as small as it has been, present, and as big as the future is going to take. My life began, as you can read, truly when I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. When I did so, at the time I accepted Him, I didn't really know what I was doing. Because when I did accept Him, I only wanted to be on the church basketball team. So I learned in doing that, that my plans aren't necessarily His plans. I did get to play basketball. I had a lot of fun. But after that, of course, I went on a life journey searching what my niche is going to be. Oh, there we go. And my first niche was track and cross country. Man, I love track and cross country. That was my whole life. Everything was running. But before that, I was the slowest guy on the team. I was the worst guy. I was the worst guy, to make a long story short. But in the end, as you can see, I became the state champion in track. My specialty was that when I was running, it was an 880-yard dash, whereas today it's 800 meter. When I went to college, it became 800 meter. And also the 1 mile run, which is now 1,500 meter. And in cross countries, we had a 2 mile to 3 mile run. In track and cross country, I mean, it taught me to be tough. It taught me to never give up. Because you never know, that guy in front of you, you never know if he's going to stop or give up. So it just taught me to keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay. See, I received a track and cross country scholarship at the University of Kentucky. I majored in political science and minored in history. I was there for a while, and I learned that being a scholarship student was not as they marketed it to be. Fun and learning and all that good stuff. It was all about running, running, running. It made running no fun. Running was business. And school was not important. Learning was not important. Running was the most important thing. So then, I ended up joining the United States Army. And I started off in the career field, the military intelligence, and then branched into special forces. In military intelligence, I started off as a high-speed Morse code interceptor. Diddy-da, did Morse code. I still remember today. And I took training in Fort Devens, Massachusetts. It was surprising to me, though. Because that's right, I learned a lot. It was surprising to me while going through the training, there weren't very many guys passing. There were guys, a lot of guys there, but they would get washed out. The women were getting it down so much faster than the guys. They were just so much better. Then I went to learn Korean in the Defense Foreign Language Institute in Monterey, California. It was a 47-week course, basic Korean. I really had tons of fun out there. Then, for some strange reason, I decided that I wanted to be special forces. These guys came down, recruiters, and they said, you can be your best. You can use your mind, your body, and we want the best of the best. I didn't realize at the time. So I accepted, and I went to Fort Bragg. That's where our training was. And once I got off the bus and they were in processing me, I saw these guys with Green Berets. I'm like, wow, that is really cool. Well, growing up as a kid, I would watch John Wayne. In that movie, The Green Berets, I wanted to be a Green Beret. And now here I am going to school to be a Green Beret. I thought that was like, wow, so cool. So I got the Green Beret training, became a my initial job was a communications sergeant. Then I went to combat medic school. I got a chance to go to scuba school and halo school. Scuba school, of course, is scuba. And halo is high altitude loading. Jumping out of an airplane, they'd say
Nice.
20,000 to 30,000 feet. That was like high speed. That was intense. It was intense. So that was, again, part of my past. And through the military, I met my wonderfully glorious wife. She's just like, wow. I mean, I had a lot of relationships. Well, not a lot, but I had relationships prior to meeting her. And hearing some of you guys share, I met many women who had been abused. I wasn't an abusing kind of guy. I wasn't raised that way. I treated them as my mother taught me to treat a lady like a lady.
That's right.
And treat her as you would want her to treat you. But I became so discouraged in my relationships because the women that I met had been abused. They weren't used to being treated like ladies. They taught that game. They know they're supposed to be treated like ladies. Treat me like a lady. I love ice cream. I love poems. I love taking walks in the park. Well, I'm that guy. I write poetry.
And you're married?
Ice cream. You know, and that's the funny thing. Every woman that I wrote a poem to, we ended up not being together.
Oh, wow. That's not saying much. Don't put yourself down.
Consequently, I've never written a poem to my wife. We've been married for 15 years now.
That's a good thing now.
But I met the women who had been abused, and I had gotten to a point in my life, as I mentioned before, I was discouraged. And I'd come to a place where I said, you know, I had a little land in Alaska, a little land in Arizona. I figured I'd retire out of the military. I'd go to Alaska, build me a cabin, and just write my poems and make my beer and just chill, be away
That's
from
right.
it. Well, I met this young lady here. She hit me on the head pretty hard. You see, it's not. It doesn't go away. Each morning I wake up. It's still there. Well, I asked her to hit me again because she's just been great to me. And through her, we were blessed with 2 loving children.
Aww.
That's Bianca.
She looks like her daddy.
And that's her little brother, Benjamin.
Aww.
And, I mean, they just love each other to death. He does everything his sister does. And we try to teach her that he's learning to be from you.
Does she not like it?
Oh, she does. She does. You know, it's so great that she's not mean to her brother. I mean, as annoying as he can be, she's just, okay, brother. I mean, of course, every now and then she will backhand him.
Yeah.
You know, but he deserves it.
That's siblings.
And I mean, they're just great kids, and wow. As private a person as I am, as much as I don't like to be around people, I would sure like to bring my kids in here so you guys can meet.
I'd love that.
Wow. I mean, you guys are such good people,
Aww.
and you know, I just want to share. I don't know why.